So I want to talk to you guys about what they've been talking about. They said my tooth is going back, and you can tell I had some turmeric, but my tooth is moving back. Okay, now I'm going to talk about that first. Usually, I like to talk about what I want to talk about first. If we have people admitting that they can do this to destroy people's teeth, and there are targeted individuals who said the same thing, and no one's looking into that, there's a problem. They said there's a problem. Like what they're trying to do now is before I say what I normally would say, they're going to say it so that it sounds like I'm repeating them. But if they had to surveil me to figure out what I have to say, then they're really repeating me. But again, I don't want to go off on that. I want to stick on this tooth thing. They're upset because I'm talking about all the tricks they use. And they don't like that, which means we should keep doing it. If there's technology that can cause my teeth to move and shift, they say, oh, it wasn't the technology. I was using salt water. People have used salt water. I've used salt water and my teeth didn't shift. It's the swelling and then not swelling and then not swelling. So, what I'm saying is this. Now, here's a lot to go over with just the teeth part. If there's technology that can cause your body to swell so much that your teeth can move, and you've seen it, my teeth were, some of them started to, you know, go on top of one another. This tooth here was sticking out more. And one looked really tall, like part of my, one tooth looked tall, one looked short. My whole mouth, I still have lumps along my jaw. You can actually feel different lumps. And that's part of, they said, oh, maybe it was, maybe it's part of the skin. It's not on the skin. It's not like on the skin, it's inside. So when I told you guys about not brushing my teeth all the time, it helped me. But they're upset because they said, I don't eat a lot of sugar. Like not only in this form of like sugary things, but things that contain sugar. I tend to have a diet where I don't use a lot of sugar. So for me, it's not a big deal. But for someone else, they can get a cavity. That isn't the issue. We're not talking about normal tooth loss or tooth decay. We're talking about something that's so extreme that people are toothless. Like, what technology can cause you to lose all your teeth? So, at one point, they said there are people who lose just a side tooth, but they said they were targeting this tooth, meaning my front tooth. So, I could be a victim that, like a mark. I told you guys how they claim that they mark us. So, I could be marked. My point is, again, I'm not talking about people losing teeth over time. I'm talking about people leaving comments that they're in their 20s and this caused them to lose all their teeth, to not even just have cavities, just their teeth fall out. What is causing people's teeth to fall out? What is it? So they just said maybe it's drug use. I think it's more than just drug use, but that will stick. Okay, let's just stick with that. Instead of just going on the technology, because I want to know what's causing people to lose their teeth, let's talk about drugs that cause you to lose your teeth. I think that's a big deal. And the fact that that isn't being talked about at all, people are talking about just the drug use, but the effect of what kind of drug would cause a young 20 something year old to be toothless, there's an issue. The other big deal is there are people now talking about how you can regrow your enamel, regrow your teeth if you have a cavity. That's a great thing. And I'm going to link a video in the description about someone who talked about just making sure your mouth is washed out, not going through all these extreme things, but after you eat, just making sure it's clean, milk, water, anything to keep that your mouth clean so that that doesn't happen. So that's a big deal. So again, to me, one of their tricks is marking victims by causing you to lose everything. I'm not just talking about losing the material things, but I'm talking about losing your teeth, losing your health, losing everything. So that's a big deal. So I wanted to cover that. The next thing I wanted to cover in all of this is that they're upset now because if I go over every trick that they use, like causing you to be marked and lose your teeth, and how that affects people, then I'm in some way saying we can beat them. So you mean to tell me they're worried that we can beat them? that if we can get to a point where people are no longer losing their teeth, losing their homes, losing their lives, losing their friends, losing everything they worked their entire lives to have, we can beat them, well then I'm happy. Thank you for watching.